So tell me your name.
Adam Crilly.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm an emergency physician.
Awesome. And how long have you been a patient here with Better Life, Dr. Barber?
It will be 5 years in February.
Awesome. Great. Now, we like to get together and talk to our patients and see kind of how you're doing when it comes to goals, success, all the things that you've accomplished since starting the program. So how has the program impacted your personal life?
It's hard to put it in words, but I'll do it. It's changed everything. So when I came to the program in February 2015, I knew I was like in the worst shape of my adult life. And I've always been somebody who exercised and tried to take care of himself. So I came here with like out of control blood pressure. I felt obese and round, and it was hard to just like go up the stairs chasing my kids to bed at night. Mm-hmm. So then now fast forward to now, and I, compete in road racing, cycling events all summer long. I crush it at the gym. My professional life has taken off. I have a better relationship with my wife and my kids and everybody. So it's changed everything.
That's amazing. So you kind of touched on your work life. It sounds like you've got a very high stress job.
Right.
So how has the program impacted that in particular?
Right. So I've always, I've been an ER physician now for 20 years, right? So I always knew it's a stressful deal. But as you become an adult and you add a marriage and kids and life and all these things, that stress never went away, but you add all these other things, right? So I was handling it worse before I came to the program, right? And that was not taking care of myself. Mm-hmm. So that makes then that work stress even harder to deal with, right? So in getting involved in the program here and then managing all these things and having you guys as a resource, that has been sort of like, initially it was the crutch, and now it's sort of like I've kind of been self-fulfilling in terms of like I just need a little nudge from you guys to help stay in shape and do the things I'm supposed to do. So when I am at work, in a very real sense, I can handle that stress now because of my cardiovascular fitness. Like when I'm in a very stressful situation, a patient might be coding or something bad might be going on. When I was out of shape, and I could feel my blood pressure going up, I could feel my heart racing, and now my heart like barely elevates, and I sense that, and so I'm calmer. I can handle the situation better. It's not just being able to handle the stress day to day, whatever. It's literally moment to moment, and when I'm making better decisions, I feel it. My body is in a position where I am way more calm and comfortable, even in the middle of chaos. So it's wow. If there's a more direct way in my profession to know that the program's helped me, I don't know how to explain it.
That right there is fabulous. So that's awesome. So what's one thing that you can do now that you cannot do prior? You stated a couple of things.
Right.
Is there
you
one
want just
thing
one?
something like really big that.
Correct. So the biggest thing for me has been the road cycling. Like I got into that, kind of just after I'd come into the program. And so then I started getting involved in these races, and there's this one that occurs every summer that it's a 100-mile race, and to me that seemed insurmountable. There's like just no way you'd be on a bicycle for 100 miles in a row, and like, so that was a goal, and I was really scared of it initially, and then finally I just jumped in and did it. And so the fact that now for the past 3 summers I've done this 100-mile road race is just insanity to me. And even when I tell people about it, friends of mine, they'll be like, "You mean that's all in one day?"
Yeah.
So
I said the same thing.
it feels superhuman that I could pull that off.
Exactly. And you were here for DEXA scan today.
Yep.
So you did also dropped another 5 pounds of body fat, which is just in a couple months time.
Right.
So you're just killing it. How are you feeling from a body composition standpoint? You've made big changes when it comes to exercise and nutrition. So we looked at those numbers today. Correct. And it's great. It really is. So
yeah, and it's the accountability, So one of the big things of the program for me is, and it's a famous expression, right, that price is what you pay for something and value is what it's worth to you, right? So there's a price with the program, and honestly that scares some people away, not for nothing, right? But the value in this program is what's insane to me, right? So what it's worth to me is all these things like you talk about. If we're just looking at my DEXA scan, the fact that I've dropped 5 pounds of body fat, great, that's a number, but like what is that worth to me, right? So that means I'm in better shape. That means I can do more with my kids. That means I'm better at my job. That means I can live longer, right? So what is that worth, right? So that's the value with the program.
Yeah.
To me, that's what's most important. But, getting back to your question, just having to have that accountability and, know that I come from my annual evaluation and then I had slacked off last year and you guys identified that. And so you're not leaving the annual today in June or July, whatever it was, until we get a DEXA scan on the books for this fall, right? So I know I have a few months ahead of me where, I can be bad with my diet or not exercise, but I know that day's coming, right? So you got to pay attention, and the fact that you guys don't just, punch the clock with us or send us emails, that it's very personalized, it's very detailed, that's where the success comes from me.
And you are also a phenomenal patient, so I got to say that too. So you've put in a lot of the work. So we're here to help, of course, but you've put in so much work. So we're just really proud of you. So
thanks. Yep, very happy.
Good.